Hi, welcome to new episode of Sportsy. Let's talk sports tech. Today we have with us Madan Raj Rajgopal, CEO and founder of Ludimos. Madan, a technologist and a cricket lover, founded Ludimos to develop high-performance player. A motto of Ludimos: embrace, empower, and elevate. They increase coaching efficiency by 5x using the most time-efficient video analysis platform in the world, powered by artificial intelligence. By embracing Ludimos, one can empower their player and elevate their skills. So please welcome Madan, CEO of Ludimos, helping develop high-performance cricket players.
In today's digital world, data is the new gold. Either you adapt or you get left behind. Cricket coaching is no exception. Cricket at highest levels has evolved a lot, but not the coaching methodologies. They remain the same at grassroots levels, leading to repetitive and boring development. But what if we could make coaching simple, interactive, and fun at all levels? What if your coaches could design personalized development programs, track progress, and engage with players even when they are miles apart? All you need is just your smartphone and our Ludimos platform to scout, nurture, and develop your next superstars. Ludimos uses artificial intelligence algorithms to automatically generate actionable insights from long cricket training videos. Smart video analysis and drills assists coaches to identify improved player strengths and weaknesses sooner than ever. Instant notifications keep them both engaged even outside their training sessions. Players document their development journey using Ludimos. Their Ludimos profile contains all the information and is your cricket passport to get scouted by top clubs, teams, and even national teams. Smart Insights assists club managers to provide timely assistance and support that is required to build winning teams for the coming season. So, what are you waiting for? Book your free demo now to experience cricket like never before.
Hey, hi Madan, it is great to have you on Sportsy. Let's talk sports tech.
Hi, Sid. Glad to be here. Happy to talk about sports and technology.
Yeah, and I think that is what brings a lot of people together. And somebody like you, who is the founder of Ludimos, who is being a cricketer, could not make a career out of it, but it never left you, and you got into the performance side of cricket and use the technology side to make Ludimos a aspirational platform for a lot of customers that you're already working with. So for our viewers and listeners' benefit, I think it will be good to hear from you directly what Ludimos is all about and what kind of problem that you are trying to solve.
Yeah, well, definitely. So first, a brief intro about myself. So my name is Madan. I came to the Netherlands in 2011 with the ambition to be the world's best AI expert or machine learning expert to build smart robots. From there, it kind of transpired that I was working as a scientist for several small and medium-sized companies in the Netherlands, solving their problems. So pretty early on, I realized that I'm really good at solving problems and making lives of people a lot easier using technology. And as you mentioned, I was raised in India, and my dream, like other 99% of the guys and girls, is to play for India, play cricket for India, especially share the dressing room with Sachin. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. So I was put to study, and unfortunately, I did that really good. Yeah, so that was my cricketing stuff. And here I still played cricket in the Netherlands for the last 8 years. And it was a point where I was not performing really well with my batting. And then video analysis was introduced to me by my coach. So it was the first points of how the idea came about. And what happened is that when a video of me was shown to me, even though I'm a techie, I know how to operate phones and whatnot, but still just looking at a video sitting next to a coach, when he pointed out that my weight was shifting towards the offside and that my bottom hand grip was making me do something really strange than what it should do. So that really opened up a new world for me. It enlightened me in terms of what I'm doing wrong. And what was really appalling for me is that the same exact statement was repeated to me over and over again by several coaches in the past few years. But I was never able to visualize what it means when someone say your weight is falling away, or I couldn't visualize what a strong bottom hand grip is and how is that limiting me to play on one side of the field. So looking at it visually, it really helped me to understand and see what's going on. Also to figure out where that should go and how that should look like. And that was an eye opener for me. So it was all super rosy. It was great, and I used it for 3 weeks, and I was able to really turn my form around and able to score some good runs and feel confident about my batting and my cricket. So I think after a few weeks, the problem was that I had too many videos on my phone. So I was never able to go back to the first one. I don't know which frame or which shot my coach actually pointed out. Hey, he said something to me about the weight transfer, but where is that shot? Where was the video? And what happened there? I really cannot recollect myself. And I was 28 years old when this happened. So I immediately thought, well, if it's so hard for me to understand that, then imagine an 11-year-old or 13-year-old where in every session they get at least a few feedback about how to improve their game, and all this information is being lost. A coach spending his valuable time, a player spending his few hours of his valuable time in training, and he gets it's really crucial information about how to improve oneself, and that information is being lost. Or the coach just repeat the same thing over and over again for the players, which makes it repetitive and boring and make the progress a lot slower. So this is where I started. This is what got me thinking. And again, from a technology point of view, I had an idea like, why can't we build a platform for cricket? Then I thought, well, if I'm the one thinking about it, then probably somebody else should have thought about it, and there should be a solution for it. So then let's Google it. And to my surprise, I couldn't find any in 2018. So that's what really got me into this field, and it made me analyze different sports, different tools, I also spoke with hundreds of coaches and players, which really made me understand that coaches love data. So the three aspects which we understood. The first aspect is feedback. A coach giving his opinions and thoughts about how a player is performing and how he or she can improve is the feedback aspect. The second aspect is data. To show a player that you are doing this or you were doing this in the past, we corrected that and you are doing this now. And how do you objectively prove that is something that doesn't happen in cricket. Everything is right now mostly subjective, which is an opinion of an individual coach or a group of coaches. And the last thing is progress, which is what I touched upon. Is like, you were doing this a few months ago and we fixed it, and now you're doing this. So your progress is good, or you're not progressing. And these three aspects doesn't work very well in a structured way right now. Everything is chaotic, scattered, because there are no right tools to manage and facilitate this process. So, well, that's a problem. And this has if I have to summarize it, the consequence is that because of lack of tools and lack of structure, coaches are spending way too much time on simple things, which means they're not focusing their absolute valuable time on coaching and helping a player, which leads to slower player development, which means that players are not maximizing their potential because of the lack of tools, technologies, and a process. So that's where it ended up. And Ludimos, the only purpose of Ludimos is to help cricketers make that progress using smart tools so that they can become the better versions of themselves with data, backed up by data, and assisted by coaches, and chase the dreams and aspirations.
Interesting. I think it's a nice journey of being an athlete to understanding the game to being a technologist and trying to solve the problem. As you said, that you always looked at the problem and wanted to solve it, or always looked at took it as a challenge and took it to the next level. So I think it's a good combination that came up with the amazing tagline that I get to see, that you develop high performance player, or something that you embrace, empower, and elevate the coaches to become the 5x of their potential. So I think there are a lot of good statements here, but it will be really good to understand that how is Ludimos solution is getting utilized for the player individually or the coaches. Is it going to be something that they have to work together, or they can still be getting the benefits separately? So it will be good to understand from you.
Right. So I'll just kick off with a small solution bit, like how we solve it first, and then how it helps coaches. Then the flow would be, well, you can kind of link it together. So in this technological world, as we touched upon, coaches need data. And in cricket, the data is ball by ball tracking data of both speed, lines, and length. And right now, they also want to have bat analytics as well. How does the bat path flow, and what is the backlift angle and whatnot? And then you have biomechanical aspect. So if you look into how elite players at the top level work, they have these three individual aspects. They have individuals looking at these three things. And at the amateur and grassroots levels, there are three different products that exist in the market right now. You have bat sensors, ball sensors, and biomechanical, either body sensors or software programs. The real issue is that they don't communicate with each other. So just by having a bat speed and not knowing the context of what line, length, or speed was the ball, it doesn't tell you much about your shot selection or how you can improve. And similarly, just knowing that you had like a speed and line and length doesn't tell you if it was a good ball or a bad ball. So you need the systems to actually interact with one another, and so that you build a context, which is extremely key in helping a player. So that's what our technology does. So our technology is completely vision-based technology, because sensor-based has limitations within the niche and they can't go beyond that. Whereas with a vision-based system, you just simply capture the data in a video format, and we have all the information we need. From that, our algorithms, it will extract the ball-by-ball tracking data. It will extract the bat tracking data, and we can also have the biomechanical aspect included as well. So without any additional hardwares or sensors or any investment, just with a tripod with your existing camera, you have access to the technology. So accessibility is the first thing that we're solving here. Anyone, anywhere in the world, without buying anything, can have access to these three data-driven technologies. Yeah. And the next thing is, as a player, just seeing data doesn't help you. Even insights doesn't help you. You need a coach in order to realize that. For pros, it's a different level. You know what you want to do, so you can go into your own videos and you can take notes. Yeah. And you use this as a journal to kind of track your progress without a coach. But if you're an aspiring player who would like to improve, you need a coach. And that's where our connectivity part comes in. It's a digital platform where you can simply, using an email address, connect with any other coach in the world, maybe your club coach and your school coach and few coaches together to work with, and share your videos and analytics with them, so that the coaches with less time can look at the videos, look at the insights, and give you the right advice on what is the best way for you to move to the next step. If you're playing a sweep shot, what's going right, what's going wrong, what drill will help you, and that is your development journey. And the word that we use there or defines is personalized and individualized coaching programs. So which is the key here, because not every player is unique, and you need to have the unique personalized way of explaining and providing that service or experience for the player to improve. So the accessibility we covered, the connectivity we covered, and then comes the data part or the progress tracking part. So a coach who doesn't know what happened 3 weeks ago and now, he can't be as effective as he could be. So that's where the progress tracking part comes in. Because they are doing everything digitally, these records don't go away, and they stay on the profile forever. So a player builds their profile in a detailed manner, like how many balls they played, what was the speeds, and what was the length. And that gives a detailed profile of a player for a coach to look into that and track what happened, and objectively and factually show that this will help, didn't help, you are doing a great job, and we should do maybe this and that in order to improve yourself even further. So these are the three aspects that we covered. And as I said, players and coaches are benefiting from this enormously, just because of the fact that you have all the data in one platform. Even the fact that right now, when you record a video that's being shared on WhatsApp, which a coach downloads and analyzes and sends back, let's say, a drawing on WhatsApp itself, they are wasting more than 2 minutes of their time in just the setting up the process of sharing the data across different platforms. Wow. And that 120 seconds per player per video. And imagine if you have hundreds of videos, imagine how much time you're wasting in practical things, which we solve. That's value that we offer. And on top of it, the analytics, on top of it, the connectivity and accessibility of technology. And these are the values that help our players to become better players of next generation.
Okay. Interesting. I think it's I like some of the things that you spoke about, that no sensors, and because we have seen so many companies coming with the sensors, and there's an additional thing that are required. But I think the whole machine learning and the visual technologies that you are using, it helps, but it also poses different challenges, which is
Yeah,
the size of the data becomes humongous.
yeah.
And managing that becomes indexing that, and managing that becomes a different challenge altogether. But I think as long as it's a B2C where the coaches and the players are getting the direct analytics, I think it's a very easier way to for them to look at. Are you also providing a marketplace where the many coaches can come on the platform and they can start becoming your recommended coaches, where they can start earning from this process where the player is submitting something?
Yes, we are experimenting with that, and we are building this online community of coaches. So I think right now we have a curated list of 35 to 40 coaches on our website. And again, the idea is extremely simple. In a country like India or Australia, UK, there are so many coaches with passion to contribute and improve the games of players to make them better. Whereas in countries like, for example, Serbia or Argentina, maybe even the United States, there are so many aspiring players who are looking for quality coaches to really kickstart their career or even learn cricket from basics. So there is this demand on one side and supply on the other side, and there are few platforms just as a marketplace can connect them, but they're just marketplaces. Again, you have the problems of data connectivity and the analytics on top of videos, which the other platforms don't have. And that's a unique value proposition, that we have the marketplace. You can just book sessions with the coaches and you upload videos, you get analytics, which the coach can look into it and guide you from wherever you are in the world. That's the power that we add to a marketplace.
Excellent. And what, as a startup, what are the typical challenges that you face in this situation? Is it acceptance from the coaches, or is it adaptation of this kind of technology? What are the typical challenges that you face, and how did you overcome those challenges that, as of now, because it's a long journey ahead, but for now?
So the challenges are plenty. I think the key challenge is creating awareness about such tools and technologies in the market. And as any product lifecycle evolves, you'll always have this early adopters, and then you have, let's say, early majority and the late majority. And for early adopters, you don't have to do anything. Even when the product is buggy, they were super happy to use it. So we use such early adopters to collect information and feedback about what we're doing right and where we're adding value. And we are now slowly scaling up to the early majority. And we have a way of filtering out who could be our potential users, and we work only with them. Because at this point in time, beyond earning money, what's crucial is to really understand where we are solving the problem and how we are solving the problem. So we work with close group of coaches. We ask for feedback. And if I have to say that the problem is basically in the fact that still recording videos in a proper way. And because as a coach, you have to put your phone on a tripod and you have to put it there for 30 minutes. Then if there's a call or a message, if there's something else, then you can't actually go and take it out. So there are some practical elements revolving around the data collection aspect and uploading aspect of it. And then the knowledge of how to use tools like this is the next aspect. So the first aspect is something that we can't solve simply, and it's something that we have to go through anyway, and which is not a pressing problem. Whereas the second one is kind of an important one. So what we do is we run bi-weekly training sessions online, where we invite all our users to jump across online through a Google or a Zoom call like this, where I take them through the platform, explain them through the existing features, but also new ones, how to use them. And then we have a Q&A where we constructively discuss like how this feature can evolve, what's missing from the product, what will make their lives a lot easier. And in such a way, we don't build it for the coaches or players, but we actually build it with them. So we include them in our process, and we closely ask them and understand from them what's missing. And then we try to prioritize what's the absolute necessity, which will help these guys, and then prioritize that and to build it into the product.
Okay. You have mentioned on the website few clients that you're working with, academies and the coaches. So what has been your the best testimonial where somebody came back and said, this is what, because of you guys, have made a difference? So, and which gives the confidence to you as a validation, as well as the other people who have who can come up and subscribe to you?
Yeah. No, I mean, our client list is extremely diverse. I mean, we have RCB as a client, which is huge in terms of what we're doing. We have Sachin's Academy both in Bombay and in UK as our clients, so that they're using it for coaching and developing the players. I mean, these two names are really big enough to really show that what value we are offering. But the thing that really impacted me was the feedback that I got from Richard Black, who is the head coach of Cricket Serbia. And I never knew that cricket is being played in Serbia. And the story was quite impressive. They just found 30, 40 local tribal people to play cricket who had interest. And they were super excited, but he couldn't travel to Serbia. He was doing it on a voluntary basis, so he was not getting paid or whatnot, but he was supposed to travel to Serbia and coach them. And because of COVID, it didn't happen. And we offered our platform for Richard to teach and learn cricket for Serbian people. And as you know, like cricket, even teaching something for a non-familiar person is extremely hard. And in that part of the world, it's even more harder to understand things, even when you're next to them. But we did that remotely. The fact is that we started with 2 coaches initially and 15 players. And now it's grown to 9 coaches. And all these coaches are from UK, South Africa, and few other countries. And they're really helping the Serbian national team to improve and upskill themselves. Okay. So the statement that Richard used was, Ludimos was a game changer for Serbian cricket players and Serbian Cricket Association, that it helped them really to extract the maximum without having to spend any money and whatnot, but just by doing it remotely, it gave them the opportunity to help and develop the players. So calling us game changers by a country where cricket is the minority of the minority sport, which receives too little funding from ICC or whatever that is. And that goes on to show that we have a product which anyone in the world with just passion and motivation to learn cricket can be used, and it can also deliver values, outcome and results if done in a proper way.
Interesting. And in this whole journey, since you started, you've been part of any accelerators or investment fund, so that somebody came and supported the whole journey?
Right. So we have had different types of funding and help. So first thing is that we got a grant from the Dutch government for being a highly innovative product. And we used that to build our first MVP. And then last year, we got a pre-seed investment from a local Dutch investor. Using that, we expanded our team and expanded our product. And then we got into Europe's Data Makers Accelerator. So it's a 50 startups chosen by the European Union to offer support, and we made it to the top 10 by end of 6 months. So that was a recognition that we had. And last month, it's still not out yet. So probably in a couple of weeks, it will be out. But we also cracked into Stadia Ventures Cohort 2022. So we are we are one of the top 5 companies chosen by Stadia. They're investing money in a company. They're also offering mentorship and guidance for this cohort. And we are right now, we have an open round. We are raising 2 million euros to expand the product further with development and sales. So looking for investors, fund managers, family offices, or maybe ex-cricketers who have this passion to contribute back to cricket and cricketers is what we're looking for. And yeah, so that's where we are at right now.
Interesting. I think that's a pretty interesting. And I think in a very short span, you got good accolades. I think good validations. That's where the founders and the core team actually get the confidence. That's the fuel that you run on. That this kind of validation. So as you mentioned the case study and some of the great validation that you got from the coaches, what is one thing that you really feel that can fuel the passion or the need of the industry that you really want to bring it to the table?
I think, especially with cricket, it's a bit tough. If you look at all the Western sports, they all have at least a dozen companies disrupting the way that they train, they engage, they learn the sport. It's because it's in the Western part of the world. there's money, there's accessibility to technology, data, and phones and whatnot. Whereas cricket, whenever I even pitch it to investors in Europe, they first is when I say that it's played by millions, they can't believe that. They don't have that in their mind that is cricket as or close to football as possible in terms of numbers. And two, there's a perception that cricket is played majority in Asia, and that they don't have the type of support or funding to pay for an advanced product like this. So this is, let's say, from the market side of things, like how cricket or this cricket technology space is being seen. On the other hand, cricket is majority played in Asian countries for sure. And there's a lack of awareness on how tools and technologies can be used. So the current generation of coaches, if you look back, and even it is kind of evident from my interviews, that if you have anyone that kind of played or learned cricket in, let's say, 15 years ago and 20 years ago, the way that they learn cricket is completely traditional. And it's they believe in the fact that they need a coach standing next to you and whispering in your ears what's right, what's wrong, and to give immediate feedback. And it's a culture, it's a belief system that they have, and trying to penetrate that belief system and to showcase that it can be done differently and add more value is where the next crucial thing is. So warming up the market to adopt or to even get acquainted to such technology is a key challenge, especially when we want to scale. We have so many early adopters. We have a bigger market that we can look into, let's say, creating revenue and whatnot. But the adoption and the value creation comes when everyone or every single coach realizes that technology should and must be used in order to help themselves to become better coaches. And that's where the gap is, and that's where we are really focusing our energy to bring that awareness about platforms and tools to cricketers.
Excellent. And what's next?
Well, what's next is clearly simple. We have our team is small, and even with such a small team, we have achieved humongous outcomes and results. That's been proven from the traction we have. But our plans are big. We have really high ambition, and to realize that ambition, we need resources. We need people to bring our AI even further and add value to coaches. And we need a team to basically take the built product and go to the users and show that, look, this is how you can get value from our products. We want to really expand our product team in terms of AI and growth team to bring the word out about Ludimos. And for that, we need capital in order to grow and sustain that the teams. We have a really good business plan. I think we are in a good shape. We're in a good position. So we just need people who has similar passion, who can understand our vision, who wants to join my journey in putting Ludimos on every kit bag on the planet.
Interesting. I think that's an amazing vision. I think it's a great story as of now, and I'm sure that when we connect after a few more months, I think it will be a far bigger story to tell. And by it's in the journey. I think talking about RCB or such in the academy, I'm sure that there are other people who have contributed more, but these two names also adds a significant value as a validation in the whole journey. And if you can get to analyze how Virat Kohli plays, I think that is something great. And the whole world is looking into that. And can you analyze what God is doing? So that is with the Sachin's academy. So I think it's a great start, and wish you all the best, Madan, for the great journey ahead, and looking forward to contributing to the whole journey with you. As for us, so many people, cricket is the religion, and that's what we live for. So looking forward to that, and thank you for spending your time with us. Let's talk sports tech.
Yeah, Sid, it was my pleasure being here, speaking with you, and also thanks for the opportunity to share my journey. So yeah, my concluding remarks is that we are looking for people with passion, people with talent, people with skills to basically join us in this revolution to disrupt really the biggest sport that we love across the world. So if you think you could help us in any way or be a part of our team, please reach out to me, and we'll make it happen.
And I hope that happens through the platform. So I'm looking forward to that. And
Thanks, Sid. Thanks for the opportunity.
thank you, Madan. Have a nice day. Take care and stay safe.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and thank you for sharing. But please do subscribe to our channel Sportsy Says and help us spread the word about Sportsy. We go with the same handle Sportsy Says across all the social media platforms and podcasts.